So, my next meeting, I just did of Newcastle Dean rather than doing it at the station. And it's actually a week earlier, in fact, when even the meeting I'm going to do video for. But I might as well do this now, finish off also my stuff about York. Very nice place, Newcastle Dean. So, there's that talk in High Heaton Library, and I was walked back through the Dean to my house in Jesmond, and I thought, I might as well do this now. Saves doing maybe then. York, yeah, nice day at York. A couple of pints. At the end I went to the Brew York pub. Very nice, some very nice pints. So a bit on the strong side. It was either 5.2 or 5.6%. Stout on a 7.2%. I think it was IPA. And I don't drink much these days. Really, I'm out racing, and that's not a lot. I mean, even though it seems a lot, actually, it's I'm not drinking all. Kind of a gap, literally quite a bit of gap between drinks, so to speak. And so affected me quite heavily. I had to drink them both in about 15 minutes total as well to get my train. So I did feel a bit affected during the evening. So by the time I got back. One thing I overlooked actually just then, I meant to say, and I thought all about it, and partly my mistake this, I kept running out of cash, and I go, I must get some money out of the cash machine, and then forgot, and then paid for a pint at the whichever York pub it was. I mentioned in the York video, the Shambles Tavern. £3, I feel £5 actually. I just misspent a pint, I think, but it was a nice enough pint, but maybe a bit more than I thought it would be, frankly. But it was a nice enough pint, but then I had no cash left, and I meant to get some money out of the cash machine, completely forgot. Got to the racecourse, thought, oh nuts! I wanted to buy a waste card, and I suddenly realised, looks like we don't only got cash, we've got money there, I'm not going to accept the card. And I sort of followed up, do you accept cards? No, we don't know. That's not very helpful. Then I said, really? I'm sorry, but trying into the 21st century here. I think probably most of the places were mainly accepting cards. It's not the only racecourse, I think, probably that only accepts cash for race cards. And some of them have appeared covered. Some of them are always card only, some food might be cash only. And it's just not helpful. I mean, it's my mistake. I have to say, I should have had some cash on me. That's that's something I should have done. But really? Can you not? I mean, I didn't even say anywhere to get any money out. Now, frankly, I suspect in racecourses, I'll be charged a couple of quid to get my own money out, and I'd have thought, no, I'm not doing that. I'll just not have a waste card. In the end, actually, I was on the, as I said earlier on, it's going to be a grandstand area, not the Premier ticket, but the county area that I'll normally be in. I didn't fancy trying to get into a jacket and tie at the minute, not too much weight on, frankly. And when I got up there, we got at the top, up the stairs of grandstand enclosure, it took about 10 minutes probably from there to get down to pre-parade and the best part of it, and then 10 minutes to probably get back again afterwards, and there's just no point. So in the end it was a bit, so really I don't like a race card as a record of my visit, but I wouldn't have make any notes in it. Redcar, so I've been a Redcar video. I won't talk much anymore about the journey as I did in that video. I'll put the link up here. That video when I went on May the 17th. This is our first day racing, we're back on, so I thought I'd pop to Redcar. Not sure what I'll drink yet. Cleveland Hotel's a nice enough place. I'll give myself enough time for a pint certainly before racing, and one or maybe two afterwards. And again, it's £5 each way in Newcastle to Redcar via Middlesbrough. Very good value in my view, train ticket there. It's a 2-year trophy. The Redcar's major race meeting of the year. I've already added a couple of videos and I'm going to put up here. But BHA, for some reason, Best British Horse Racing Authority, who don't know who the BHA are, very strangely, I seem to think that the major race is the first and last race on the card. Why on earth they thought the 2-year trophy was at £550? I have no idea at all. £150,000 race. Then a few days later they decided actually it was actually middle of a card, which it should have been in the first place. I mean, I think it always probably was, but it was just a cock-up, I think, with BHA. Not a first time I waste time. There's some very strange things going on. Certainly one for Newbury and possibly one for Chelmsford City. I'm not sure. Look into that, whether that's actually, if I race the car, is the most expensive race. That's 40 grand race, total prize money race, not to win a race, but just prize money. Well, that's a mistake, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there's we just pantry. I meant to drink in after racing at Redcar in May. I didn't quite get the time to. Took less lot. Took slightly wrong way to the racecourse, but I think I would have struggled to get. I think of those. It was still heavy restrictions. I would have to sign in, maybe even this one nap. The whole thing would have been. I don't have that long for a pint. I certainly do now, so it shouldn't be a problem. Saturday though, maybe a little busy. I'll see. Work is a nice enough track. No, I mean, it's best. So I tend not to do the same meeting twice. Strange enough, the only time I've done that is well, only time. The only place I think I've done 2 meetings twice, that's actually Redcar. So the Zetland Cup, I've done it twice. I was realising, just support a racecourse. And the second time I went to Zetland Cup a few years back, because we're having financial difficulties at the time, just a bit. But I always had to think we said the lowest priced race entrance fees in the country. And I think it's just some issues with Teesside. Well, it's Teesside, we of course is Yorkshire. But for that was before COVID, before a few other things, and it was just that. But and it's a nice enough track. As I said, I've got other meetings coming up. I didn't say I'm almost sitting on the 17th of October to Sedgefield. I tend not to sort of looking into when I'm going to places. Remember, because that is not a transfer ticket. I leave, do Newcastle to Durham train, and Sedgefield return bus. Or Newcastle just Sedgefield on the bus. I might have to do that for once. I don't normally do that. The problem is when Newcastle Sedgefield, it takes an hour from Newcastle to Durham. That's the problem. I'm about got down the train and then about just in 10 minutes to a bus station. I might just do it, but I might just do it for once, still on the bus down Newcastle Centre and back there. That's it. I think that's it. I said I've got Aintree and a few others and Market Wason. But anyway, I'm off home now, and the next meeting is technically in a week's time. In Redcar Central Station after racing. It's a bit drizzly, it's not too bad. It's not raining quite heavily towards the end of the meeting. I want to get to a pub and I thought, oh, that's not good. But I got a shortcut actually. It was a way. So you got in actually 2015. I got in. I haven't tried leaving there or getting in there. I don't think you get in there currently because of COVID. I think only using one entrance. Certainly were in one of the previous time I was here in May, as it might still be. Meeting was alright. Perfectly nice quality meeting at Redcar. Probably Redcar's best meeting of the year. But no winners. Shocking news there. There's a pint, so I was going to leave the Cleveland Hotel alone. I was going to have a halt before racing aside and then reach this pantry afterwards. I wanted to have a halt for this pub. I still decided, and it was closed. And it's supposed to be open, and then afterwards, oh, maybe it's a small pub, maybe check Facebook on interest, they're closed just for a while. And they were, I'm opening at 2, which isn't much use for me actually, as the race meeting starts at 1:50. So I went to work this pantry before racing, and I got a halt afterwards. And the halt has absolutely no real ale. And I'm just got some queries here about what pub website now. Issues previously I mentioned in an earlier video, I think first video, that issues about what pub, camera app and want pub information about non-camera pubs, but I think it's wrong. And now I'm sure I'll have to check. I've got one pub above the hotel. I don't think I did. And basically, should have realised I didn't. And I decided someone in front of me, and I thought, I just go. I'm sorry, you're not having what I expected. I'll bugger off. And I actually went to the Cleveland Hotel after racing. I went to reach this pantry beforehand. It was a nice enough, decent enough dark beer, and I went to a pub after racing. I went to Cleveland Hotel in the end. It was quite close. Regis Pantry was quite close to Holt when I went to Holton and said, oh, the shutters are down. And then after racing again, it was only a short walk to Cleveland Hotel. Issue some of the pubs that work away from a racecourse. What a nice pub actually, I believe. Looks like. It's walking in the racecourse, right at the bottom end of it is the long home straight Redcar. So today it's the final of the mile, as well as the Dual Trophy and the Gisborne Stakes. It's a straight mile final at Redcar, and so it's basically quite a way down to this pub, and it's a one way, complete one way from the station, so I didn't go to that pub. So I went to Cleveland Hotel. It's a nice enough pub. So I've got, as I said previously, I think 17th I've got Sedgefield. I think that's probably my next one. I don't come with market racing this, I've got market racing up. 24th of October it'll be for Aintree. I was going to do a 6th venture in November at Aintree as well. I said I was going to do that. It's something to come up, so I might not do that. I'll think about that. I need to make a decision quite the next few days. The cheap tickets for Carlisle will come available quite soon. I need to make a decision within the next week basically on that. And then there's a few others coming up as well later on. That's a bit of a station. I was changed to come back. More of a dramatic situation, and I'm not in fact we're 10 minutes late, which or a delay in my Newcastle train, which is why I can do this now, because I thought it should have only been a 5-minute change. Still there, two young women who were tottering, as we bluntly say, at Redcar Central, out of it. And I worked out unshocking you there from Sunderland, trying to get back to Sunderland. Didn't have a clue to get back from Redcar. And almost staying on, just staying with train into Darlington and go from there, which is not the way you go back. clearly from Middlesbrough to Sunderland. Eventually they got off, but it was hilarious really, because it was absolutely out of it. I haven't got a clue, we're still there now. I've absolutely wet-arsed. And some of the vendors pitching when we actually got them off the train, frankly, because they were going to stay on to Darlington. There's absolutely no doubt of that. But are completely gone it, so we say, well, that's an exciting end to the evening.